what we do here is go back.
Ooh, what's going on, everybody? It is your man, Big Dog here. Welcome to a brand new video style for me. This is going to be my very first video game review, my very first official video game review. So if there's a little bit of inaccuracies, some stuff isn't consistent, please bear with me. Like I said, this is the first time I'm actually doing something like this to this kind of scale. So let me know how it goes. But without further ado, today's topic is going to be Spider-Man 2. Yep, that's right, the extremely hyped, greatly anticipated Spider-Man 2. Let's get into it. Okay, before we get started, I just wanted to make it very clear that I'm going to do my best to, avoid spoilers, but I can't promise that all of them, this whole video is going to be spoiler free, so just to be safe, I'm just going to put a spoiler warning on the video. So there you go. Now, let's get into the first topic, shall we? Alright guys, the first thing we're going to do is talk about the good of this game. Now, this may be one of the longer sections of the video, maybe not, we'll find out. I will say this, first things first, the gameplay and the graphics obviously are relatively solid. I know there were some people that did have bugs, and I'm gonna address that later on in the video. But I personally didn't have any technical issues of the game with the game, so I'm not gonna factor that into this review. But like I said, I'm not gonna not address it. So I'm worried that I'm not gonna address it. Don't worry, I am going to address it just a little later. Second thing, I gotta say, the actor that plays Spider-Man, Yuri, what is his name? I'm sorry. To the guy who's playing Peter Parker Spider-Man, my apologies, I can't really pronounce your last name, but I will say this, he did do a fantastic job as Peter Parker / Spider-Man. So also, the actor that played Miles, the actress that did Mary Jane, the voice acting in the game is relatively good. Also, Tony Todd as Venom is immaculate. Like, that was the best casting that they could have done for that role. So, great job, Insomniac. Another thing I gotta say, playing as Symbiote Peter was really fun. It was really fun. I'll be honest, the most fun I had playing the game was playing as Symbiote Peter. So, yeah, there's that. Not to say Miles Morales wasn't bad or anything, and he didn't add anything, but he was I will say that playing as Symbiote's Peter Parker was really good. Anyway. What else was really good about this game? The introduction to the, different, special moves was kind of cool. I kind of missed the suit powers, which, again, I'll address later on. What else did we get that I really enjoyed? Ooh. Shit, what was it? The different types of gadgets were kind of cool. Granted, again, they kind of nerfed it a little bit, which I'll address. And, the story was actually relatively good. Granted, it was a little basic, and honestly, in regards to the way they portrayed the symbiote storyline, I've seen it done slightly better, and slightly on a better scale. Plus, but again, I think it was still a solid experience when it comes in regards to the story and all that. And yeah, that's pretty much as of right now what I can say was my favorite part of this game. Now, let's move on to the next portion of the game, or not portion of the game, portion of the video, which will be some of the bad that we've done with. So stay tuned for that. Okay, guys, this is going to be the portion where I'm probably going to be ranting for a little bit, so bear with me. Alright, so let's get into the bad of this game. First things first, let's address the elephant in the room. Mary Jane's face model. It's haunting. it's not good, man. It's... I know, they wanted to try something new, fine, but still, like, sheesh. Anyway, moving on. Or at the very least, staying on the topic of Mary Jane, her missions, while slightly improved, are still boring. Alright? Listen, I understand they want to give her something to do and all that, and I know she has powers now in the comics, so all you comic book stands, don't even start with that bullshit. But, come on. I bought this game to play as at least Peter Parker or Miles Morales. Me personally, I could do with either one of them. Both of their gameplays fairly interesting. Like I said, Peter Parker's symbiote Spider-Man gameplay is a lot better in my opinion, but I'm still okay with Miles. But I don't for the life of me understand excuse me, why Insomniac keeps pushing these Mary Jane missions. Like, I'm pretty sure this was one of the bigger complaints that people had, was we don't like the MJ missions. The MJ missions are boring. The MJ missions don't belong in this game. Sorry. But, apparently Insomniac ignored all of that. Why, I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, moving on to another gripe I have about this game. The combat. While, like I said, it seems fluid enough, it does after a while get repetitive. Like I said, I understand the combat was pretty good in the first game. It was pretty good in Miles Morales. This is like the third time they've had this combat loop. And yeah, outside of the suit powers and the gadgets and all that, excuse me, again, most of the time I find myself just mashing the square button, which, I mean, is cool after a while, but after a while it just is like, come on, man. Can you give me something else? Please. Pretty please. Another gripe. Ooh, Venom. So yeah, minor spoiler alert. You actually get to play as Venom in this game. The only problem is, you only get to play with him for like about, what, like 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes? Which is like, dude, really? Like, you give me one of the coolest characters in comic book history, and I can only play with him for like 10 minutes? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. What else? Ooh, the side content. I don't know what the hell happened. The side content is not great, and there are people talking in the background. I don't know. The first game did okay with the side content, but this, I'm not impressed, and I'm not happy about it. Okay, last but not least complaint that I have about this game will be the technical issues, which I did promise I was going to address when I started the video. Like I said before, personally, I didn't have any issues, but that does not mean that these issues did not exist. So to be fair to the people that did deal with these issues, yeah, Insomniac, that's not cool. Like, and this is, again, unfortunately, a huge problem in the gaming industry is games coming out buggy and unfinished. Like, these gaming companies, you guys are making all this money, and you can't invest the time in to put in more effort. You know, I know I sound probably like ignorant as hell, but come on. All this money I'm paying upwards of $60 for these games. I expect something to be at least playable. Again, like I said, I personally didn't have any problems, but I know people that have had problems. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and act like just because I didn't have the problems doesn't mean the problems don't exist. They exist, and it's unacceptable. So Insomniac, get your shit together. But anyway, that's all. That's all the gripes I have about this game. Now, let's wrap this thing up, shall we? Alright, guys, in conclusion for you, I will say this. While the game does have its ups, it's hard to ignore its flaws. I will say, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, I would pick this game up if you can. If not, don't worry about it. If you're a PlayStation fan, you're probably gonna like this game as well. If you liked the first game and Miles Morales, you're probably gonna somewhat enjoy this game. So I will say, if I were to give this game a score, it would probably be like a 7 out of 10. I don't know. I'm feeling generous today, so the game is gonna get a 7 out of 10. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Would you rate it higher? Would you rate it lower? Let me leave a comment. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you like the video. If not, that's alright. And I will see you next time.